Good evening, students. So today we are going to start with the chapter number 3, that is designing basic campus and data center networks, right? But before that, if you recollect to two chapters, right? So we have discussed about different framework, right? Like service oriented network architecture, then the enterprise network, right? So these are the frameworks will be used for designing the network, right? So the Cisco Sono architecture we already seen. Then there are a different networking services, that is the infrastructure layer services also, and the networking services which will be working as a top on that particular infrastructure services, that also we have seen. Then we also seen there are a different hierarchical layers also there, then like core layer, distribution layer and access layer. Okay, and after that we also seen there are a different network design model also is there, right? The PPDIOO model we have seen. Then how to recollect, how to collect the network requirements, that also we have seen. Then how we can collect or gather the required network requirement within with the help of some different kind of the audits, different kind of the tools, right? How the traffic can be analyzed with the help of some command line, some commands or some tools. With respect to that also we have discussed, right? And after that in chapter number 2 we have discussed about the functional areas of enterprise network, right? There are 6 functional areas: enterprise edge, then your ISPs, then data center, teleworker and all that things, right? So that also we have discussed. Okay, so in chapter number 3 we will be more focused on the basically for the designing of the basic campus and the data center network, right? So what are the different things you should be know or you should be considered before designing these kind of the campuses or any kind of the campuses or any kind of the data center network, right? So in this chapter we will discuss totally upon particular designing part, right? So here we will go step by step. So we will see there are a different constraints or there are a different considerations that are available that you must understand with respect to your any kind of the campus designing, right? Because whenever you are see in campus or in any organization, right? So there are some critical applications over there, right? And you need to provide the high availability to that particular critical applications, right? So 24/7. And with respect to any kind of the organization, these applications are very much crucial, right? So there are different factors or different constraints are there which will be you need to look upon, right? So we will discuss one by one, right? So in today's session we will see what are the different infrastructure devices are there, what are the different characteristics of their, then what are the different network applications and their considerations. For example, here we will discuss about this peer-to-peer applications, then client to local server application, then client to server farm, right? Then client to enterprise edge server. Okay, and after that we will also see how you can be considered the environmental characteristics, right? For example, the inter-building and the remote building distance, right? How you will consider all these things when you are going to plan or when you are going to design any kind of the network, right? So all these things we will see today. Okay, and in the next lecture we will talk about on this particular transmission media, infrastructure device, multi-layer switching, QoS consideration and load sharing between the types of the switches, right? So we will be seeing this first part in today's session and the second part will be in the next lecture, right? So let's start about the infrastructure device characteristics, right? So before that we will talk about something with respect to your environmental characteristics, right? Because what happen whenever any kind of the organization is established, right? So you need to think upon their geographical location, right? So where actually it's location of that particular infrastructure, right? And what are the different transmission media you are going to use to in that particular network, right? For example, if physical environment, if you consider of any kind of the buildings, right, then you must be understand what are the different distribution of the what we can call packet transfer can be from one node to another node, right? And how and not only that, but also there are different factors also, right? For example, if you see how the space for that our server farm is will be there, then how the power can be given to that particular server station, right? Whether the heating and ventilation is proper or not, right? Where air conditioning is there or not for our server farm, right? Or our core layer switches and routers and all that part, internet networking devices, right? Whether because if you see why I'm telling all these things, right? Because if you see the cabling cost will be very much expensive, right? If you see in our centralized server room also, right? So we have all this thing as a backup, right? So we have power backup, we have their ventilation, air conditioner support to our server farm, right? So with respect we have a good location, centralized location in a wing B, right? So where we have our labs and our classrooms, right? So that is nothing but our building B, wing B. Okay, so in that we have as a centralized location our server farm is there, right? So in that way, because why I'm talking about all these things, because this cabling which will be required, right? So it will be a very vast it will be a very big investment, right, for any kind of the network deployment if you are planning, right? And for that this transmission media plays a vital role, right? Because if you see the what is the bandwidth whatever you are required, right? And how, and it will be depend upon the distances, what are the emerging technologies you are using for the your infrastructure, right? That will be playing a very vital role, right? And if you think upon this particular infrastructure device characteristics, right? So obviously the network flexibility should be there, right? Because if the network flexibility will be there, then overall delay will be minimum, right? And whatever the switching you are talking about, right? So that will be also important. So whether it will be multi-layer switching is there, whether it will be your you are using that MAC addresses, right? Or network layer addresses, right? Or you are using some transport layers or application, right? So all this kind of the thing you need to be considered. Okay, so most of this all the campus designing, right, whatever you are using, whatever you are seeing, right, it uses a combination of data link layer switching, right? And in the access layer and multi-layer switching, right? And where it will be uses all this access layer and multi-layer switching in obviously in the distribution layer and in the core layer, right? For example, if you know in our college also, in distribution layer where it is in 312, right? So in 312 and in 318, right, that is your core layer. Okay, so in that access layer and multi-layer switching would be there, right? And after that from 312 to 301, 302, 303, your the access layer would be there, right? So all in the all that things, the multi-layer switching will be there. Okay, so all this thing you must understand with respect to your this particular infrastructure device characteristics, right? And if you talk about this particular network applications, right? So what you should be must know with respect to this network applications, right? So there are different 4 sections or 4 communication applications are there, right? For example, if you see here, the one first one is your the peer-to-peer applications, right? So from any kind of the network designing perspective, you see right? So in these peer-to-peer applications only majority of the network traffic is passes, right, and from one network to another network, right? If you see here, I am giving you some examples. For example, here the instance messaging applications, right? So whenever the connection is established from any kind of the two networks, right, so conversation is in between the both two peers, right? So one peer to another peer, right? So instant messaging can be take place, right? The second example is your the nothing but IP phone calls, right? So where the communication again established, right? So you can already seen in IP telephony, right? In architecture also we have seen there is one IP telephony manager is there, right? And it will be helpful to start a conversation, right? So there is a conversation between again or two peers which will be established, right? And in the IP phone calls would be there. We can use with the help of that this peer-to-peer communication, right? And it will be useful for again the characteristics of this particular phone calls would be it should be a minimum delay, right? And obviously it should be in some variation in delays as well, which we can call it as an jitter, right? So this also one of the example of this particular peer-to-peer application, right? And then third one is nothing but the file sharing, right? So you know already some of the operating systems or some of the different applications which we are using, right, who is responsible for directly access to this our particular data, which will be located at the different workstations, right? So for that purpose also we can call it as an peer-to-peer applications for this particular file sharing, right? And the fourth one is your thing but your the video conferencing system, right, which will be again similar to our IP telephony or IP phone calls, right? Because why it will be again for video conferencing system we will require a high bandwidth, right? And obviously quality of services also would be a greater in this particular video conferencing system as well, right? So if we can also it call it as a peer-to-peer applications, right? So if you see in this particular diagram also, right, so one client to another client, right, one phone to another phone, right? So IP telephony is there, right? Instance messaging would be there from the system to systems, right? So is this nothing but the example of your peer-to-peer applications, right? So these are the some peer-to-peer applications. Then if you see the second that is nothing but client to the local server applications, right? So whenever you see in this particular diagram also, right, so here we can follow one rule, that is an 80 by 20 work group rule, right, for this client and server applications, right? What do you mean by this 80 by 20 rule? So this 80 by 20 rule is nothing but, for example, this 80% of that particular traffic is a local to this particular LAN, right? And this particular 20% will be responsible for to your server, right? So this we can call it as 80 to 20 work group of traffic for this particular client server applications, right? Then if you see each of these segments, right, for 80 segments or 20 segments, right? So each of these servers segments, right, which will be responsible for exchanging the data, right? So whatever the bandwidth will be required for this particular data transfer or traffic transfer, right, to another segment, right, which will be a very much important thing, because whenever the traffic which will passes to the internet, right, it will be go to the some common segment, right? Because of that, if you have the lower performance, right, and then that must be passes through the segment servers, right? And if you see in this particular diagram also, right, so there are some this particular client to server, the data or traffic can be transferred from in this particular building access, in this particular building access, right? And the core and the distribution layer is a different one, right? And if you see that there is a direct communication between the client to the server application, but there is an a difference in between their work group traffic, right? Because of the 80% of the traffic which will be a local one, and this particular 20% traffic will be in whatever in the segment that will be at the server side, right? So if you see in reverse direction of this particular client to local server application, that is your client to the server farm application, right? Because in server farm, if you consider client to the server farm, there is a reverse direction of the traffic would be there, right? That we can call it as an 20/80 rule, right? And why I'm talking about this, because whenever in this 20/80 rule, the 20% of the traffic which will be remains on the local LAN segment, right? And 80% of the traffic will be remain on the your server farm, right? Wherever your server is located, right? For example, the our centralized server room, that is 318, right? So if you see the examples with respect to this client server application also, right? So for example, organizational mail server, common file server, common database server, right? So in our college respect, we have some proxy servers, right? We have again FTP server, we have again our own Moodle server, right? We are our own that cloud server, right? So all this kind of the server we have at our centralized server room, right? So it will be responsible. So what happened exactly in this particular client server room? Okay, if you see so whatever is the traffic your traffic is, right? For example, one second, I will give you an example. For example, in this diagram also, if you see, right? So whatever the servers are there, okay, which are directly connected to this particular core layers, right? Or distribution layer, right? So this client is directly send a request to this particular server farm. For example, if you can see the organizational mail server, right? So we have our own organizational mail server, for example, right? For example, here they are giving the Microsoft Exchange, right? So Microsoft Outlook, for example, if you give right, so the all the client can be request some of request for that particular server, and the server is fulfilling all the requesting, right? So there is a direct connection between the client and the server farm, right? So all the time the request will be goes to this particular server farm, and the server farm needs to be reply, right? So therefore the whatever the cabling whatever you are using, right, that will be a high end switching will be required for the fastest one, right? And there will be some fastest high bit gigabit ethernet should be used, right? Or you can use some VLAN server in that particular server farm, like that, right? So it will be very much used, right? Because for this purpose the high performance would be required, right? So that's why the multi-layer switches can be a better option for this, right? We also, because it will be also reduces the cost of your network bandwidth, right? And it will be again giving you a very much good support, right? And feasibility also, right? And for critical applications, if you see because if you see any large kind of the organization, right, it will be required a critical application, and for the critical application you will be required a 24/7 connectivity, right? And for that if you see the client and is always requesting to the that particular server, and server is needs to be give a reply to that particular client in a specific time duration, right? So for that purpose always there is an need of the connectivity with respect to the internet, right? And for that purpose there for the client and server farm application, the 20/80 rule will be followed. So 20% is for the traffic which will be remains at the local, and the 80% of the traffic which will be remains of the segment which will be utilized by the server, right? So that you need to be kept in mind. Okay, then we will have the last one, that the fourth one is the client enterprise edge application, right? So if you see in enterprise edge application, we have also discussed in our functional areas of enterprise network, right? So if you see the common in that also the common issue for this particular enterprise campus network or enterprise edge network, right? The security and the high availability is very much issue in this enterprise edge application, because data exchange is very much in a greater speed in this particular enterprise edge, right? Because it is an constant and speedy data exchange will be happen in this particular enterprise edge, right? So therefore the application which will be we are installing this particular enterprise edge, right, which will be crucial for any kind of the organization, right? So therefore, for example, if you consider here the external mail server, DNS server, public web server, right? So these are nothing but the examples of such kind of client enterprise edge application, right? Because any kind of the organization, if you are talking about, they will be now relying on their e-commerce platform, e-commerce applications, right? E-commerce servers, for example, web servers if you talking about, right? Database server if you are talking about, DNS server if you are talking about, right? So on these particular crucial applications, right, so very much organization are we are rely on, right? And the communication whatever they happen in between these particular servers, right? So these are nothing but the two-way replication of the data, right? Whatever the we are getting it, right, we are storing in our backup as well, right? So there must be some high redundancy will be maintained, right, to the network as well as to the security perspective, right? So it will be very much important with respect to this particular client enterprise edge network. Okay, then we will see some application requirements. Okay, because these are the some here application communication with respect to some network parameters we have shown here, right? If you consider these are the some parameters: connectivity type, the required throughput, their high availability, and the total network cost, right? So in the connectivity, if you see the whatever the LAN switching, right, which we are doing at layer 2, right, it's nothing but the which will be required to increase in performance, right? So whatever the bandwidth we are using, right, that must be satisfying, right, to our requirements of any kind of the organization. So where all the crucial or critical applications we are hosting or we are using, right? So these LAN switches which will be performing which will be provide any performance, right? So which will be required for increasing bandwidth and also increasing the throughput, right? So then what do you mean by this particular throughput which will be always required for any kind of the application to application connectivity, right? So because any kind of the application if you are talking about, that can be exchange the data between the different users, right? So the high throughput network infrastructure should be there, right? The organizational level application which will be required, which require a high capacity, right, to the particular servers, right? So whatever the application which are located on that particular server, right? So the bandwidth consumption from that particular applications, right, which will be required or which will be happen from that particular server farm, right? So it will be require a very high availability, right? And also the security parameters, security features also it must have, right? Then we will talk about this high availability, right? So we are many times we have talked about this high availability, right? So because if any kind of the network infrastructure you are talking about, the high availability is nothing but the crucial parameter, right? Because any kind of the network we want or 24/7 by 365 days up, right? And for that we must have some that all the redundancies and all that things we have already talked about, right? So that you need to be taken care if you are seeing this high availability. And the last one we will to talk about this total network cost, right? So so it will be obviously depending upon what are the application you are using and what are the different network infrastructure you are using, right? So depending upon that, this particular network cost will be decided, right? So if you consider the peer-to-peer environment, right, so it will be low cost will be, network cost will be there. But if you see the if you are using some high redundancies in your distribution, campus core, server farm, right, if you are using some duplicate component to maintain the redundancies in all the internet networking devices, then obviously the cost will be more, right? So if you see in peer to peer, the total network cost will be low, right? So and how what you are using some client to server or client to server form, right? So obviously the network cost will be high because you are using too much redundancies over there, right? And it will be a very much required thing also, right? So depending upon these different parameters, we have talked about what are the different critical applications and how these particular network parameters will be affecting or will be used to these particular network applications, right? Then we will talk about now the these environmental characteristics, right? What are the different considerations over there? For example, if I am giving here the inter building, and the distance remote thing, okay? So if you consider in this particular diagram also, right? So here if you see the building A and the building B is given, right? So building access layer, these are some building access layer, these are the distribution layer, and these are the building campus core layers, which is if you see, right? So if you see the any kind of the network infrastructure, right? So location of the network is very much important, right? So distance between the different nodes, right? So for example, if you consider in these, right, so the distance between the nodes is also important, right? Then the transmission media, that so which are the which cabling you are using, right? So that wired, wireless, or in wired, which one, copper or fiber optic and all that things, right? So all these things also, which will be very much important thing, right? Because all these things are rely on the or it will be changes or it will be incorporate in your the network topology, right? And for if you are using environmental characteristic, if you are talking about, then the geographic consideration will be take place, right? So distance between the geographical locations also you need to taking care about, right? So if you see if you see in here in this particular diagram also, if you compare this with our college infrastructure, right? Our college physical location, right? So if you consider that, then our whatever, wherever our practical labs are there, our classrooms are there, right? That is wing B. And wherever the library is there, right? So that is wing C, right? So we have different wings over there in our college, right? So wherever our principal sir's cabin is there, right? Or wherever that hotels and banks is there, right? So that is nothing but wing A, right? So wing A, wing B, and wing C. So in three wings our college is in distributed mainly, right? So and all these three wings are interconnected, right? So that's why we are not seeing any what differences in between the wings, right? So if you see here in the building A, in building B is there, right? So there are some few meters distance will be there, right? So we can talk about firstly the intra building structure, right? Because if you see in network structure, which will be connecting to all the end nodes, right? Which will be in the same building, right? And will be it will be give the access to all the networking infrastructure, or it will be giving all the access to all the networking resources, right? So here if you see in this building also, there is an hierarchical layer is maintained, right? Hierarchical layer is maintained, that means the campus core is there, campus distribution is there, and campus or building access is also there, right? So you can use a LAN, you can use different wireless LAN as well, right? At or you can use some copper cables also, so you can use wireless network connection also, you can use some fiber optic also, right? So you have and multiple choices over here, right? So now the depending upon the critical applications, whatever you are using, depending upon the network requirements of that particular organization, right? You need to think upon the campus core layer, you need to think upon that the building distribution layer, and you need to think upon the access layer also, right? Because you have an multiple options over here, because you are using your intra building, right? So everything is in between under this particular building itself, right? So you can use anything. Okay, but if you are talking about this inter building, that means from one building to another building, right? So in inter building, now the proximity is now some there is some few meters distance will be there, right? The proximity will be some in for example in some kilometer as well, right? So here if you see there are some nodes, right, which are available in some these are the buildings, right? And for example this particular server farm will be utilized by these particular two buildings, right? So then there must be some high speed connectivity will be there, right? Some between these particular two buildings. For example, if you see in building A and the building B, these are nothing but the core layer switches, right? So for switching on high speed data transfer, you need to make a connectivity in between these particular two buildings, right? And from only a server farm you have connected, or campus core layer you have connected in between these two buildings, right? And from that this particular core farm will be utilized by this particular building, and this particular core utilized by this particular building, right? So it will be nothing but an inter building structure, right? And if you for example there are some higher distance, right? Though for example few kilometers distance will be there, right? In for example in metropolitan area you have that type of the network connections with you, right? So in that scenario you can use this particular remote distance building structure, right? So here because the speed and the cost of this particular network infrastructure, which will be very much depending upon the which type of the media you are using, right? For example, if the bandwidth requirement is your high, right, then the physical connectivity options can support. The network designer must identify what are the different organizational critical applications will be required, right? What are the what is the QoS parameters will be required, what are the different filtering capability will be required, right? So all these things you must be understood by the understood by that particular network designer, and depending upon that they need to select all this kind of the structure, right? So this is nothing but the environmental characteristics consideration, right? So so that's it for today. After that, this transmission media, from this transmission media constraints we will talk about, or we will discuss in the next session. Okay, so what we have covered today is we have discussed about infrastructure device characteristics, right? Then we have discussed about this network application characteristics, or the different types of applications. Peer-to-peer applications is there, client to local server, we can call it as 80 by 20 traffic pattern, in client to server 20 by 80, right? 20 for a client side and 80% traffic is for the server side we can consider. And then the client enterprise edge server, then DNS server, web server, all these type of the server we can use in these particular applications, right? And then we have discussed about the environmental characteristics consideration, that inter building and distance remote building, how it can be used, right? So this is about today's session, right? So there is one test, so ma'am will send a link in a chat box, so you need to go with that particular test, right? So in next session we will talk about this transmission media consideration and all this part, right? So thank you for today, thank you for joining.